Hi, this is Brian Pasch, CEO and founder of PCG Consulting. I'm here with Mark McGurn, a partner in the firm, specializing in our internet and BDC training. I'm here with Mark to ask some questions to help dealers better understand how PCG Consulting can help their internet processes. So Mark, before we get started on what we can do with dealers, tell us a little bit about your background and what qualifies you to help dealers with their internet process.
I am a car guy. Ultimately, that's what makes me great and the team great, is because we're ultimately car folks. I've been inside a dealership for close to 7 years, ran a very successful 7-store auto group internet operation. Ended up being the #1 GM dealer in the nation for the year 2011. You came along, said come work, so I said why not, let's come along, and my passion is to help folks out to be better than what they are.
Your experience obviously qualifies you to help dealers, so let's take a look at what that consulting process looks like. Some dealers might not call in a consultant because they're afraid that they're going to come in and change everything.
Right.
What's your philosophy when you walk into a dealership?
The last thing that I want to do is change anything about that dealership. They're great at what they do because of who they are, the DNA that's already instilled in there. My hope and desire is PCG to come in there and instill best practices that integrates their already current marketing message. That way we just tweak it and make it better, more impactful, and in a way that helps them sell more cars.
So before you go out to a dealership, Mark, what do you do to prepare to make that first day on site effective?
We take a holistic approach and we look at the entire operations. I basically give their BDC internet manager a list of stuff to do, in essence homework, for them to, I can get a clear picture of how they're doing, where they're at. That way when we sit down, I already know what their templates look like, their closing ratios, their show appointments, everything that's in there. I have the rough DNA, and then when I step in the dealership, I'm working with that internet manager, the GMs, the dealers, to help change their current processes to better effectively communicate to customers.
How do we help dealer principals know how their BDC or their internet team is doing, and what type of reports can you provide that maybe they don't have in place today?
I'm a firm believer you cannot fix what you do not know. And we have a report that's as big and as micro or macro as you want to be. It'll go down as micro as you want to, so they know where their money's going and how to spend it more wisely.
Great. And when you take a look at the average dealership, before you go in, what are some of the biggest opportunities that you see that's common across dealers that you visit?
What I see most common amongst dealers with issues or problems, it's simple stuff. It's response times. It's communicating effectively. It's answering questions. It's doing the basics brilliantly. And my hope and desire is that we can help them instill the blocking and tackling, per se, to help them do better. Because once we have the blocking and tackling, the rest is easy.
Great. So after you do spend 1 or 2 days at a dealership, what do you do to maintain that momentum that you've created as a result of your on-site training?
When we get in there, people are excited, it's buzzing, and everyone's like, man, this is going to take the next level. And how do we keep that going? We do that by, I call mirror shopping, where we go in and we're inspecting the processes. We're looking at true blue leads that just came in 3, 4, 5, 7 days before, and just holding up the mirror. And all we're doing is going, hey dealer, this is how you're doing. Where did we drop the ball? And if sometimes we'll pick up the phone and call the customer and hopefully sell a car then. That's one way we do it. The reporting, consistently reminding them and being their partner. Every single person has my cell phone. I'm a texter. They'll text me, what about this? I had a dealer call me yesterday asking about a certain lead provider. I mean, that's why I'm a resource to them that maybe they didn't have before.
Obviously, we've heard a number of times that basic blocking and tackling, a commitment to do what's best for the dealership, and instilling a process that works for their culture.
Correct.
So, in general, Mark, when you come into a dealership, how many months of engagement would you anticipate they need, say, more actively involved, and when would that kind of go to a lesser commitment and in more maintenance mode? Right.
I mean, we want to teach dealers how to fish. We don't want them to rely on us. We want to give them the tools to do so they don't have to rely on us. But I see a 6 to 9 month commitment typically is what we're seeing. It depends on where that dealer is at in their internet digital processes. But some folks will pick up and it'll about be 4 to 5, but most typically it's going to be 6 to 9. At that point, to stay on staff to be a resource with them for the next 6 months and hopefully longer.
Dealers know that the internet is changing on a weekly basis, sometimes even a daily basis, and the PCG Consulting team has the resources to stay ahead of the curve, keeping our clients ahead of the curve, more importantly, maintaining their competitive advantage.